I enjoyed that. Welcome to Actify's webinar presentation. I'm Robert, your host from Actiphy. I have prepared a slideshow for you to follow along, so let's get started. This is an introduction to ActiveImage Protector, an effective countermeasure solution for mitigating damages caused by a ransomware attack. What is ransomware, you ask? In this presentation, we'll be covering ransomware, what it is, what it does, and how ActiveImage Protector is a rather effective countermeasure to ransomware attacks. How? By isolating backup files, keeping them secure using the DIO or the destination isolation option. More on that coming up. Also, we'll be touching on Hyperboot and our post-purchase technical support. So stay tuned. Ransomware. It's a type of malware. And where does malware come from? Well, it's derived from Latin malus, which is an adjective that has a number of meanings: evil, bad, wicked, ill, harmful, and noxious. Licious, the next part, intensifies the adjective. Malware, malicious software, malware. More bad, more evil, more harmful. It's a portmanteau of sorts that combine ransom and software. Ransomware. Now, here's the official definition. Ransomware is a cryptovirological malware. Wow, that's a portmanteau on steroids. I think that cryptovirological pretty much says it all, but just in case, let me finish. It's a malware that attacks and permanently blocks access to the victim's data via encryption, unless a ransom is paid to unblock access. Just in case again, a portmanteau is not a city off the Southeast Asian coast, but is defined as a word blending the sounds and meanings of two others. I've got a couple of cases to mention about ransomware and damages around the globe. I'd like to enlighten you on some of these cases that have actually really had adverse effects on companies, etc. Our first notable case, number one, IT software and services firms data center was the target. The details of the damages, the attack adversely affected managed payroll and human resource systems. The company that was attacked, the service company, with a reported annual revenue of $3.3 billion and 24,000 employees, has customers in over 90 countries. Multiple organizations announced IT outages as a result of the ransomware attack, disrupted the company's managed human resource and payroll systems. The service is used by about 36 government authorities, as well as numerous universities and colleges. Officials in a neighboring region launched crisis management plans after the region's patient medical record system went offline, and some financial systems became unavailable. An official warned that the situation could deteriorate unless the systems were restored quickly. This means that administrative procedures can take a little longer than they usually do. Also affected were the websites and apps of home improvement retail centers, along with a chain of cinema theaters. In one case abroad, a ransomware attack on a hospital didn't just affect financial and production losses, but also a loss of life. Now, These particular targets I'm referring to were contracted services, which affected not only the company itself, but also a number of clients depending on those services for their day to day operation. Case number two, cyber attack targeting UK councils caused an online disruption because the cyber attacked a contracted outsource IT and human resource service. Three councils in the United Kingdom had to take some of their public facing systems offline due to an ongoing cybersecurity issue disrupting online services affecting potentially hundreds of thousands of residents. The attack targeted a contracted outsourced IT and human resource service that the three councils used. All in all, affecting call centers, well, let's just say adversely affecting call centers, benefits, online forms, and online payments, bringing day to day municipal business to a screeching halt. These actual cases are provided to demonstrate that ransomware does not discriminate. The size or nature of its targets doesn't matter. Every business is at risk of a ransomware attack. It's not just a matter of if, but when. Now, let's talk about keeping backup files safe and secure from ransomware attacks. Use ActiveImage Protector as the countermeasure. One best practice is to start with saving your backup image files in offline storage. There are a number of options for offline storage for those backups. Utilize any of these recommendations I have listed on the slide to ensure your backup files are in a safe and secure place. Use a local disk internally or externally, disk drives or SSDs. The options of interconnectivity are numerous. A disk installed on a secondary bus using SATA, eSATA, SCSI, SAS, or FireWire, internally or externally, can be used. A network drive, Actiphy storage server, a NAS using SMB CIFS protocol, and Windows OS shared folders and Samba. The cloud, I know it's a generic term, but the cloud, including Amazon S3, Azure, Wasabi, Nutrex, Cloudian, and Nifty Cloud Services, or any S3 compatible object storage. And we can always drop back to USB connected disk drives or tape drives, LTO tape, and secure FTP servers. Offsite replication. Not only a destination for backup files, but how about some redundancy? Offsite replication of those backup files. By using replication, you're not just ensuring redundancy, but also expanding your options of a good solid source for restore or recovery. As you see in the diagram, replication features enables you to enhance restoration capabilities. The example here is you have a primary storage, a full backup on Saturdays with incrementals on other days, to a NAS. A secondary storage, run a full backup on an external hard disk drive. Again, replication, when you are replicating to a secondary storage using replication, once again, you're ensuring that you have redundancy built into your backups. Now, back up your data directly to cloud storage. This is truly and literally an offsite storage destination. In our continuing partnership with Wasabi, you reap the benefits of zero data transfer fees and the higher performance of read and write speeds in comparison to other cloud services. Enabling the option to verify the integrity of the backup files. You also ensure that a good working backup is headed for storage. Said we'd touch on Hyperboot. What is Hyperboot? Your best bet at maintaining business continuity after an attack or a system breakdown. Hyperboot is a free add-on to the ActiveImage Protector for ActiveImage Protector to use on purchase licensed copies. And a quick definition, Hyperboot basically bypasses the lengthy, restore intensive and cumbersome physical to virtual conversion process and boots directly from the backup file. Any changes made while running virtual machines from the backups are saved as differential files, which automatically update the backup to its most current state. Hyperboot converts the backup as a useful spare wheel while performing repair or upgrade of hardware, testing of new software, or OS upgrades prior to deployment or recovery after a ransomware attack. Now, and yet another option for keeping backup files safe and secure from ransomware attack, ActiveImage Protector's destination isolation option. It reduces potential ransomware attacks on backup files by disconnecting access to backup storage drives over a network after backups complete. But let's not just disconnect the network, disconnects drives as well. Now, here I'm going to provide you a quick demo. Explaining how to enable and configure the destination isolation option. For this demonstration, we've installed ActiveImage Protector onto a Windows 2016 server. Let's configure the destination isolation option. Begin by opening ActiveImage Protector. Now we'll select Backup from the left pane of the graphical user interface. Click Backup and select Volume Backup. As you see, entire disk is selected. However, we can select a volume for backup, but for this demonstration, we'll just tick on the entire disk radio button. Tick the box to select disk 0 for backup. Once selected, click Next. We are now at the destination configuration window. Let's give the backup task a name. By default, the backup name is labeled with a time and date stamp. We'll just add the description to the task name. Now, use the drop-down menu to select a destination folder. For this video, we have configured 3 target destinations on the network. First, we'll select the path name that has a drive letter assigned for the destination backup folder. Now, tick the box that enables the destination isolation options. The first option is to unassign the drive letter from the local hard disk after the backup completes. The next option is to take the destination local hard disk offline after the backup completes. The third option ejects the destination USB hard disk after the backup completes. And finally, the fourth option disables the destination network connection after the backup completes. Earlier, we selected the assigned drive letter for the destination folder on the network. The applicable option is to use unassign the drive letter from the local hard disk once the backup completes. Now we use the drop-down menu to select the map drive path to the folder for the backup destination. Choose the fourth option to disable the network connection after the backup completes, and then select the network interface. For this scenario, our server is connected to the network via Ethernet. All of these options ensures that the backup destination folder is no longer accessible from this system. Now, let's get back to the presentation. Here's a summary of what we've just watched. Once the backup task completes, the network connection to the backup destination is disconnected. thereby blocking access to the backup files, which in turn protects the backup files from the risk of ransomware infection. Ransomware can't infect what it can't get to. Before starting a subsequent scheduled task, the disk and destination network connection is automatically restored. For your reference, take a look at the configuration image below. Disable destination network connection after completing the backup option. And now, post-purchase technical support. Here's a brief overview of our support options and a short preview of our Help Center support page. Using your browser, go to www.actify.com. Once there, from the page header, hover over Support. A drop-down menu appears. Move your cursor over to the Help Center where the knowledge base is directly accessible. Click on Help Center. From the Help Center page, you can access general product inquiries, submit a support request, browse our frequently asked questions, knowledge base, and our tech guides and tutorials. Click on Guides and Tutorials. Here you can find tech documents for our current and older products, as well as products that are no longer supported. Scroll down to Tutorial and click on ActiveImage Protector videos. Here you'll find how-to videos on installing and configuring ActiveImage Protector and our other products. We also provide webinars on our products, along with news and information. Now, go back to the second tab opened and click on Submit a Support Request. This is where you submit support request forms directly to technical support. Fill out the boxes, then click Submit. Once again, my name is Robert, and we here at Actiphy thank you for taking the time to watch. If you have any questions or comments, pre-sale or otherwise, please contact us at global-sales@actify.com. Thank you again.